How you doing? Just doing another short video here on the differences between this time the Aspire Nautilus Mini clone and the authentic version. I have one of each here in front of me, the clone and the actual authentic. The difference on the market and price, the authentic is probably retailing anywhere some around maybe $30. The clone, you can get them as cheaply as maybe $20 or less. The way of telling them, obviously, apart from quality, and if you're a first time purchaser, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult for you. It is difficult to distinguish one from the other, especially if you don't have an authentic one to compare. This one here is the clone, this is the authentic. Straight away off the box, the first thing you'll notice is the actual Aspire logo here at the top, and here on the clone the actual Aspire logo is a kind of shinier, it's more gloss finish. But straight away the main difference you will see, if I take it out here, they both, as you can see, have the scratch for verification logo here and here. You can scratch it off on the clone, and the actual code that they give you to check on the website for Aspire is actually an authentic code, but what you will find is when you scratch it and you verify the number, you will see that with the clone that it may have been checked 100 or 50 times, or it's been checked previously. With an actual authentic one, it'll only be checked obviously once before, and you will be that person. If you check it a second time, it'll show on the website that you've checked it. So that's how you know if it's a clone. The hologram logo that they have on this, I'm not sure if that's an older version or if it's just something they made up themselves, but this on the latest one is a silver logo like that. Otherwise the box, I haven't checked it too heavily, but it seems to be quite good. Same build quality. Now, Aspire themselves will give you a tip off on the difference between the authentic and the clone actually in the box. If I can get this one open, which I had a second ago. Now, inside the box is the main difference in the box, and this is what Aspire themselves will tell you is the way of verifying it. All the clones that I've ever come across have an actual felt lined inner box. It's actually felt lined with plastic. The authentic one is actually cardboard, and you won't see now from just the camera here, but just along here between the actual beauty ring and the actual coil, it'll be embossed with Aspire. As regards the product itself, the two of them are pretty much identical. The way I can see here, the big difference is that the authentic and the clone, the actual authentic one, has more of a polished chrome, polished silver, polished chrome finish, as this one here is slightly more of a satin finish. Now again, it's going to be hard for you to notice that if you've nothing to compare it against, but this one here, the actual authentic one, has a higher polish on it. Also, another way you will notice, or I've noticed with the clone, with the authentic one, when you unscrew the base off it, you've less of a problem with the actual coil sticking. They're easier essentially to screw apart. I find with the clones that this coil here tends to stick in the upper hardware, Now you can get it out, but it's a bit first time off. It's a bit of a problem. I tend find after using it for a while with the clone that because it has liquid in it, it tends to lubricate out, and it doesn't become much of a problem. I do find if you screw off this part here, the top part of the hardware first, and then screw this, that the coil tends to stay with the base hardware. Another way of telling the authentic from the clone, which is going to be difficult, I'm not actually going to be able to show you, but if you screw out the coil in the base hardware here at the bottom, there's a pin. Now with the actual clone, it's more of a little flat pin, maybe an 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch in diameter, just a flat plate pin. With the actual clone, it's a hollow pin. Or sorry, with the authentic, it's a hollow pin. With the actual clone, it's a little flat pin, flat circular pin, about a 1/16 of an inch. With the actual clone, it's the same 1/16 of an inch, or we'll say 1/8 of an inch, but it's actually hollow. The actual reason for that, honestly, I don't know what it is, but that's the distinguishable difference I've found in the actual hardware itself. Other than that, the glass and the drip tips and the hardware seem to be pretty much interchangeable. So if you were looking for a glass for your authentic and vice versa, the hardware seems to actually be interchangeable. If you have any more issues or questions, you can comment on the video. Okay, thanks.